All right. Namaste, everyone, and welcome to the CCC podcast. For today, we have our lovely Simran Kaur-Bindra, or Simran Ma'am, as we all know her. Simran Ma'am has been part of the Sri Ram family for the last 13 years. Thank you so much, Ma'am, for coming and talking to us. I'm sure we're going to have a great discussion today.
Always my privilege. Looking forward to it, Nilanj.
Thank you, ma'am. So Simran ma'am, like I said, has been part of our family for the past 13 years. She teaches sociology to grade the 11th and 12th at the ISC level and social and cultural anthropology in the IBDP program. She's also the head of the sociology and anthropology department. In fact, she's the one who started it at our school, right? And apart from all this, she's also the class teacher of grade 12th, and she essays many roles in our school. She is the CAS supervisor. She is also the head of the staff club. She is also a part of the TGL youth club, if I'm not mistaken, Simran
Youth
ma'am.
leadership.
Youth leadership.
Youth leadership.
Perfect. Thank you so much, ma'am. She has done her BA and her master's in sociology, and she is now pursuing her PhD in sociology as well. Apart from this, she has a BEd degree. Too much, Simran ma'am. How do you manage to do all this?
No. I think I'm a lifelong learner,
Perfect.
like any of our children.
Yes.
And I think I have a long way to go.
Wow, that's an excellent attitude to have. Thank you so much, Simran ma'am. So my first question, why sociology?
I think if you ask me before I give an academic reply, it's changed my personality 180 degrees. It says sociology helps you understand the mind of a social environment, how people react to you, and how you get evolved through that process. But more than that, I think it made me search for who I really was. It made me
Yes.
understand what I embody
Yes.
before I, embark on my journey further. I think sociology was a personally very enriching subject.
Yes. I think that's so true, because sociology tells you, who you are, where you came from, and what are you going to do, so that's, I think, an excellent understanding of the
Nilanjana ma'am,
subject.
you share the same passion with me, don't you?
I do share the same passion with you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Secondly, what do you think is the use of sociology in today's world where there is so much of technology? So where do you think sociology as a subject fits in?
Well, I think if you ask me the truth, it fits in almost everywhere. I often tell my children, whether you do sociology further as an academic pursuit, it doesn't matter. You are dealing with people. Whether you're studying as a student, whether you're interning somewhere, whether you actually workspace formally, you are dealing with people all the time who are diverse in their cultures, where they come from, expectations they have from the environment. If you understand them better, if you have a better insight into where they come from, the point is not to be able to judge or predict what they'll be like. The point is to be able to empathize why they are the way they are. And if you can do that, your connect is always super.
Yes.
And you're always able to learn and give back.
Yeah, I think that's really true, that sociology helps you connect with people from diverse backgrounds. It helps you empathize. So that's, I think, one of the best giveaways that I've had from sociology. Any career you think, or anything about careers that you can tell our children about if they seek to pursue sociology?
Absolutely. I'll keep this short and a little precise.
Yes.
The base careers which do very well with sociology are law. If you're pursuing any form of law, whether it's litigation, whether you're going into intellectual property rights, any of that. Number two is HR, human resource management.
Yeah.
Unless you understand people in society, you won't be able to deal with them. So number three, teaching. I don't know why I said number three. I should have said number one.
Yes.
If you knowledge and make sure you can deliver it to many more, it's a beautiful career. And not just at the school level, but at the college and the university and postdoctorate level as well. Number four, which is something I think our children should really look at, in spite of the degrees that they go outside the country, do and come back, is the civil services, the Indian administrative services.
True.
Huge potential. Even when you come from the sciences, they need you to have a major in a philosophy or a sociology.
True.
It gives you excellent base for it.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Then comes your MBAs. No matter where you're doing your marketing bachelor's or a master's degree in, sociology helps you a lot to connect and to, in terms of networking, to develop connections and work on them. I also see a lot of sociologists in the event and the celebrity industry.
Yes.
Because they just know how to make their place.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I see a lot of sociologists, and sociology has a very, very prominent background in journalism.
Yes, that's true, ma'am. Journalism, yes.
So media and journalism works very, very good with a background of sociology.
Yeah, perfect. Perhaps gender also?
Yes. So to name a few, the one thing which is really, really doing well, there are two other aspects for careers in sociology which people are looking at. Is one is being part of the policy process or getting jobs with the UN.
Yes,
and other branches of the UN.
Yes, perfect.
Also there are a lot of jobs. People now want peace ambassadors, and people want to look at people from sociology pursuing further degrees in peace and conflict resolution.
Yes,
which
perfect.
The globally
it is a required
the world
thing.
Needs it.
Yes, ma'am.
The world
it
needs
does.
it.
Yes,
absolutely.
I mean, this is a really interesting take on careers. You know, when we all started off with studying sociology, there wasn't so many things around. But now with time,
I think I was clueless. When I did it, I was clueless.
Absolutely, so was I. But it has taken us some time to reach there. Ma'am, you were saying something.
No, I just want to say one thing to the children.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay not to know what you want. It's okay. But it's not okay not to search what you might want and what you might like.
Yes.
So keep the search on. It doesn't matter if you arrive at it. Sooner or later, you will arrive at it.
Yeah. True.
And in the middle, if you learn something extra, something a little different from the path you were supposed to pursue, it's always a value add.
Yes,
so
it's always beneficial. It is always beneficial for the children. And I mean, between you and me, we're talking about so many careers, right? And I mean, even if we discuss more, I'm sure we're going to come up with a lot of things, and so will the children, right? So that leads me to my next question. What do you think you had, or what do you think would be some skills required to study sociology? Just maybe top of your head, what you can think of.
I don't know if it is just to study sociology, but I did realize 5 skills which are very, very important habits. Or, to be a lifelong learner, you need to always have intellectual curiosity.
Yes.
Right?
So true. So true, ma'am.
Yeah. Number 2, the other skill that I think we need is to be value neutral. Value neutrality basically refers to don't judge people, don't jump the gun. Don't talk based on little heard things, unless it's knowledge is processed yourself. So value neutrality is very important as well. The other very important skill, I don't know if it just applies to sociology, but it applies to any learning process and as an adult at the workplace and throughout, is being empathetic. Empathy is a huge skill that makes you an amazing and an open-minded learner.
That's true.
And I did realize that along the way, what this generation needs the most is focusing and prioritizing.
Yes.
If you're able to prioritize, you're generally able to take more back.
That's true. And I think that, like when you said value neutrality and empathy and all these things, when you may have them with you, but these skills are honed and actually pulled out of you when you are studying sociology, because we do study so many topics, where it is, which are, some are black, some are white, and then there's that huge gray that's there. Yeah. And then that's what we deal with, right? So it's great to understand that. Yeah. So, any colleges, ma'am, that you would think of where students can pursue?
Absolutely. I think I'll first look at the Indian scenario. Yeah. And I think there are many colleges DU and private.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just look at DU, if you just look around, cutoffs
Mm-hmm.
which are also, and I'll talk about realistic cutoffs, I mean, which are achievable, although even the realistic ones have gone very high now in today's day and age. But Miranda House, Hindu College, Sri
Mm-hmm.
Venkateshwara,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus and Mary are some of, well, why to go far, the most awaited of all, LSR.
Yes.
All these are very, very good colleges for sociology.
Yeah.
But I also have to say that Christ at Bangalore,
Mm.
or uh, Symbiosis at Pune, or
Mm.
even for that matter, Bombay,
Bombay.
Sapphire, and many,
Sapphires.
many colleges,
Mm.
and yeah, that are offering sociology, and I think are great colleges to learn that course. In fact, most of my children who've gone for a law degree, either at the Jindal or the Amity, or even National School of Law, they say, "Ma'am, one paper is totally dedicated to sociology."
Yes.
That's why I said law is a very important career
Yes.
with that backdrop.
Yeah.
Um, Also, universities, when you look at your master's program, universities abroad, either you'll get sociology or anthropology,
Yes.
but both they give you with open arms. I mean, University of Edinburgh, my students from anthropology have also gone. My students from sociology have gone
Mm.
to many colleges, and they've all really felt that we need to do more. They
Yeah.
want to pursue
Yeah.
another degree in it.
Yes, yes, yes. I think with sociology, what really happens is that you start wanting to learn more and more. And I think that's a very important skill that children develop. And right, like you said, right at the very beginning, that, you have become a lifelong learner. And that's what, motivates you every day to give it your best shot.
I
So,
I also want to mention that people always go with the popular names, but if you look at Jamia Millia Islamia in Delhi,
yes.
excellent courses in undergrad and postgrad sociology. You have St. Xavier's, then you also have NIMS in Jaipur. Delhi School of
Mm.
Economics is brilliant for sociology. You have
Yes.
University of Allahabad. You have sociology right now is
Mm.
booming. This
Yeah.
is the boom era for
Yes.
sociology. Yeah.
So glad to hear that. Right. So, any developments that are coming up in sociology that you'd like to, probably comment on, or in terms of where they're going,
Yeah,
in terms of.
so like I said, what they're doing is there are two developments distinctively that I can think of. Number one,
Hmm.
that a lot of professional degrees
Hmm.
require sociology as a course,
Hmm.
as a subject,
Hmm.
either which ways. They
Hmm.
want you to go through it. They want you to be very well rounded, and
Hmm.
that is why they want sociology there.
Hmm.
Number two, a very recent development, which is very interesting, is the kind of super specialization which is happening within the field of
Hmm.
sociology. So, whether it's to do with gender studies,
Hmm.
or disaster management,
Hmm.
or developmental theories,
Hmm. Hmm.
or even looking at, you know, health
Hmm.
and culture.
Hmm.
What is the link between the two? So
Hmm.
there's a lot of super specialization,
Hmm.
media and journalism for
Hmm.
sociology. So
Hmm.
that's very interesting that it's branching out
Hmm.
itself into
Hmm.
very niche domains.
Yeah, I think that is what has happened with sociology, is that earlier it was just another subject, but now there are all these, sub subjects, like you very rightly said, that have come out, and they have, got their own life of their own, because they are contributing to many different aspects of social life, and including policy
That's
has
right.
now become like a really big thing, and having a sociology degree helps within that. So we've talked about sociology at, at the world
I
level.
do want to mention that
Sure,
when
ma'am.
I talk of the IAS,
Ah,
the most suited candidates with sociology who clear the Indian Administrative Services are the
ah,
IFS, the one who
yes,
go as ambassadors
yes.
for the Indian Foreign
True,
Services.
true. They're right at there, and I'm sure that sociology would be a very important subject for them to have a good knowledge about, because there would be so much of cultural diplomacy that would come about. So sociology would
Absolutely.
definitely help there. So we've
Absolutely.
had this really interesting discussion about sociology, what's happening at the world level, and what should the teacher students look at, and which colleges that they should go to. But I'd like just to come back to ourselves a little bit. So Simran ma'am. would you have done something differently in high school? Did you have sociology at school level, or you had a different set of subjects and then you decided to move to socio right at the when you were doing your undergrad?
Well, I was actually very lucky. I am batch 2000 ancient now from
Hmm.
DPS Arkipuram. I had sociology in my class 11 and 12.
Huh.
I was the head girl back in those days for school. But the funny thing is, when I had sociology as the subject for the first time, unfortunately, um, my course content and whoever I was being taught by
Hmm.
did not really instill any specific interest.
True.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I just went with the flow,
Hmm.
not realizing what the subject will mean to me later.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so that's what happened.
Hmm.
And back in the days, I was a complete theater person. I think I was one of the first batch of instructors with Shamak Davar, and he just come up. Uh,
Okay, yes,
those days, the dancing
yeah,
workshops had just
yes,
started.
yeah, yeah.
So I was in a mode that I want to definitely go into the showbiz,
Okay.
only to realize that intellectual evolution is way more attractive and way more evergreen.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful way of putting it, Simran ma'am, that intellectual evolution. I mean, uh, to say that, this was a subject that was just there in your five subjects in grade 11th and 12th, but you were not inspired enough. And when you started to dig deep yourself, you realized what the subject would mean to you, right?
Absolutely. I think what happens is you're exposed to a set of stimuli.
Hmm,
Depending on how ready you
hmm,
are to explore,
hmm,
you
hmm,
the same child gets the best
hmm,
out of something,
hmm.
and somebody else just has a very different experience.
Yeah.
So a lot of it also depends on your readiness to embrace it.
True, that's true. So bringing, this is a lovely conversation that we are having, and I think we can go on, but time constraints are there. And my last question to you: how do you make sociology alive in class? What do you do? Because I know
Well,
everyone
I
has a big smile on their face when they come out of your class. So how do you make that happen?
no, I think that's a very pertinent question. A question every educator needs to address before they go ahead with syllabus completion. So
Yeah.
I think the I think it's very important to be able to plan. If you
Mm,
plan your year,
mm,
you know your syllabus completion will happen. But
mm,
what I really need to make it interesting, I need to factor in the planning. I need to factor
mm,
in discussions that will go with the
mm,
flow.
mm,
Factor in
mm,
that my
mm,
class should not be a monologue where
mm,
I'm talking.
mm,
It should be a dialogue where
mm,
I'm listening and learning from
mm,
experiences that children have.
mm, mm.
So what
True.
I mostly appreciate, the way to make it interactive is whenever we're doing project selection for internal assessment in sociology and children are picking their project topics, I
Mm,
never tell them these are the 10 projects and that's what you're going to do. So
mm,
the point is these are the 10 projects and you can bring
mm,
20 more to the table.
mm,
And the more
mm,
diversified projects that will come, the
mm,
more we'll all have to share and dwell. So I think a lot of discussion, debate, um,
mm,
anytime I get a question in class
mm.
means my children are enjoying it. If
True,
I don't
true.
have passive listeners, so
Absolutely.
I embrace the yeah. Also, many times we have a lot of experience sharing, a lot of role play interpretation of what if this was the situation, what is your take from it.
Mm,
Children are full of ideas, extremely bright and
mm,
extremely clued in
mm,
to what the
mm.
sociological interpretations implications can be.
True, true.
And most definitely in my class I keep stressing on give me examples from the world, from your neighborhood, from your
Mm,
lives.
mm,
It's okay if you don't know the words of the definition, but I
mm.
want you to apply the concept. So if I can
Apply the
see
concept.
application,
Mm,
yes, if I can see application in their
mm,
dialogue,
mm,
in how they embody sociology,
mm,
in their behavior and their answers,
mm.
we're done. But we do a lot
Perfect.
of critical reflection of
Mm,
sometimes a piece from a movie or a
mm,
documentary or
mm.
a write-up. So there's a lot of sharing and exchange.
Yeah, I think that, when you make the class a safe space, I think that's when so many ideas and thoughts come up. So on that note, thank you so much, Simran ma'am, for talking to us about what is sociology, what can we do with it, and how it makes all of us lifelong learners, which is perhaps one of the best things we could become. Thank you so much, Simran ma'am, for joining us today.
You're most welcome, Nilanjana ma'am. I want to add one thing, most
Yes,
definitely.
yes,
It's
ma'am, please.
excellent for communication. It's an excellent subject to brush up your communication skills.
Yes.
It just works so beautifully on communication skills
Mm.
that I think it should anyway be a must.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. And on that
Thanks so much.
note, I can't thank you enough for coming and talking to all of us. We hope to do this again later sometime.
Always, always my pleasure. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.